Good morning from Super Bowl in Detroit, Michigan. This is game one of our first round of match play at the PWBA Detroit Open. Our opening matches, Josie Ernest against Brianna Caldwell and Shannon O'Keefe versus Missy Parkin. We'll have 16 games of match play for you here today. 30 bonus pins for the win. 15 for a tie and 0 for a loss. So coming into today, you can find the standings at pwba.com/live. Kelly Kulick, the tournament leader, at plus 186. Tania Falbo second at plus 164. Stephanie Johnson at plus 64. Heather Melvin plus 48. Fifth place, Lindsay Boomershine plus 43. Josie Ernest plus 21. Shannon O'Keefe plus 12. And that's the only players who were plus yesterday after 12 games of qualifying. Liz Johnson minus 2, Jody Westner minus 10, Missy Parkin minus 14, Brianna Caldwell minus 27, Diana Zaviolova minus 46, Sarah Locher minus 59, Shannon Plahowski minus 69, Jackie Reese minus 74, and our cut was 16th place, Summer Jasmine at minus 76, a 193.67 average to make the cut this week. Bowling on a 35-foot, relatively flat pattern that made for some pretty low scores yesterday. I'm going to guess that the scores today will not be quite as low as yesterday, but we'll see. The reason being is you now have the top 16 players from a 120-player field. And if they all break them down pretty similar, scores could go up a little bit towards the end of this block. We'll see. It's either that or the opposite. They play them all different and they get uglier. But they are tough at the start, no doubt about it. Our top four after the 16 games today will advance to the stepladder finals, and that will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so that is an hour earlier than we have been the last several weeks. So make sure you make a note that it is 6:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. Missy Parkin with the front three to start this morning. Good start for her. Josie Ernest stepping up. Let's take a look at where Josie is playing here. Fourth frame, a couple of spares on the board for Josie as she is sliding about the big dot. Looks like she's trying to play the track right around second arrow, but she got that one too far right. And by contrast, you can see that Shannon O'Keefe is standing all the way against the ball return, and she is playing far outside line right up the gutter. And you can tell this pattern is pretty flat because there's really no defined area to play at the start. Kind of pick your poison and go with it and hope that you can make it work. Really, the ultimate solution to bowling well on this is to make good shots. You've got to be accurate, pick your part of the lane, but then you've got to make shots, execute, be accurate, hit your mark. And that is what leads to success. And that is why Kelly Kulik bowled so well yesterday. She's tremendously accurate. Missy Parkin, she's been perfect so far. She's on the far right side of your screen coming in. She's trying to play similar to what Shannon's doing, it looks like. And that one crosses over for the front five. So can Missy take it halfway home? Let's see. Yes, she will. Front six, Missy Parkin to start things off this morning. Brianna Caldwell You can tell both players on our left side match are playing the lanes much different than the players on the other match. Ernest and Caldwell are playing more left to right around the track. Parkin and O'Keefe are playing more right up the gutter. Certainly it's going to make for an interesting day on our featured pairs here this morning, the way that they've broken them down, or the way they are breaking them down. Caldwell with the double. She leads by 11. As you can imagine, Missy Parkin leads by a pretty wide margin against Shannon O'Keefe after 6 frames. It's 76 pins to be exact. Shannon crossing over, leaving the 9 pin on that one. You can tell off her hand that she did not like it. Not much room to miss. Left or right for Shannon. Right, it's in the gutter. Left, it's Brooklyn. Nice shot by Ernest. Double for her. She pulls to within a pin. And Missy Parkin up again. You can see her just barely on the screen now. I zoomed it out a little bit so you could see her better. She's way right this morning in this first game. And a 10 pin ends the run for Parkin. Caldwell looking for 4 in a row there, leaves the 10 pin. She still has a 10 pin lead though. Missy Parkin looking to make a big move up the standings here in game 1. Down in 10th place. Missy only 88 back of 3rd though. And she'll take another lucky strike. She had a couple of those. On a tough pattern like this, you really need to take advantage of those lucky strikes. So a big shot here for Josie Ernest. If she strikes, we are tied up. 2 frames to go in that match. That's pretty far right. Definitely can't miss that far right on this pattern. Nice conversion by O'Keefe. Well, a big split here for Josie in the 9th. Maybe an overcorrection after missing right in the last frame. 4 through the face for O'Keefe. Oh, Shannon made it. Somehow pin bounced off from the back and knocked that 7 into the 4 for the spare. It's kind of a funny way to make it. She'd kind of given up on it. Didn't even see it happen. I should go back and watch it on extra frame. So if you're watching this, Shannon, hi. And yes, you did make that. Nice shot by Caldwell. She is going to win game 1 here in match play against Josie Ernest. Three, 6, 9, 10 for Missy Parkin. It has still been a solid game. Anytime you shoot over 200 on this pattern, it is a good game. As Kelly Kulik told me yesterday, 9 spare was a good frame yesterday. Nice spare for Parkin. Covers it up. It's always a very difficult spare on any pattern. Caldwell can get into the 230s with another strike, and that's a great looking shot for Caldwell. A 234 and a win is going to be pretty sizable here for Caldwell. She will move up in the standings most likely. Those 30 bonus pins have even more significance on a low scoring pattern like this. The lower scoring the tournament is, the more significant the bonus pins are. The higher scoring, the less significant, because, Missy Parkin gets a strike, but she fouled. And she will not get credit for that strike. Caldwell 234, great start for her today. And Missy Parkin with the foul on the spare. And she had struck, so she lost a lot of pins right there. She was looking at possibly 259 if she had struck out. Now she's looking at it being in the 220s if she doesn't pick up the spare here after the foul. She won't pick up the spare. You can tell that one had no chance to get back to the pocket right off her hand, and instead of being at 259, she ends up at 226. .226, 164. Missy Parkin defeats Shannon O'Keefe. And Brianna Caldwell, 234 to 197. She beats Josie Ernest as we head to game 2. Down there getting the names in for this next game. All right, ready to get started. Game 2. Jody Wessner against Shannon O'Keefe. And Diana Zaviolova against Liz Johnson. So Wessner against O'Keefe, Zaviolova against Johnson for our second game. Updated standings. Kelly Kulik plus 219. Kelly 203 and a win in game 1. Her lead expanded because Tania Falbo only shot 165 and lost. She's now at plus 129. Stephanie Johnson at plus 65. Jody Wessner rounds out the top 4 at plus 44. Missy Parkin moved up 5 spots. And now she is 5th. 2 pins off the show. Caldwell, 7 pins off the show. Melvin, 16 back. Ernest, 26 back. Boomershine, 37. Johnson, 50, Loker 59, O'Keefe 68, Zaviolova 69, Reese 73, Pluhowski 74, and Summer Jasmine 152 back of 4th place. So still anybody's game. Anybody can still advance into the stepladder tonight. A lot of games left, 15 games left. To be added to the 13 games we've already bowled, plus a tremendous amount of bonus pins on a low scoring pattern this week. Simply have to find a way to win matches, and if you do that, your odds are pretty good of making the show tonight. Couple of spares to start for Liz Johnson. Shannon O'Keefe in our other match had an open in the second, so Jody Wessner leads by 12. Jody looking for a double. She'll need some help. That one crosses over, just barely catches a piece of the head pin. And she leaves the double wood on that shot. Diana with a double to start. She's up by a mark after a couple of frames against Liz. You can find the standings at pwba.com/live. If you'd like to check that out, you can click on Match Play on that page. 2-4-5 for O'Keefe. She trails by just a few pins after that open by Wessner. Here's Liz Johnson looking for a double, and she packs all 10 back for back-to-back strikes. She evens the match up. Wessner still up by 3 after 4 frames. Johnson and Zafiolova are tied. As Diana shoots her 10-pin here in the 5th. Liz Johnson with the baby split. Trying to cover it up to keep close, and it's an open frame for Liz. And now she trails after 5 frames by 14 pins. Nice shot by O'Keefe. That will give her a chance to take the lead in the match if she can strike again. crossover leaves the 5-pin for O'Keefe. Diana with a big split. 4-7-10 in the 7th. Going to keep things potentially a little bit closer. Wessner trying to hang on to her 2-pin lead. And now her lead is gone, and it is all tied if she makes the spare. I think we're going to see a lot of close matches today with the low-scoring pattern. Still tied between Wessner and O'Keefe. And pretty close to even between Zavialova and Johnson. Diana still with a 2-pin advantage with a couple of frames to go. Diana looking for a double. Excuse me. And she didn't like that one off her hand and goes high, leaves the 6-10. O'Keefe locked in a tough battle with Wessner. 3 frames to go, tied at 104 in the 6th, and both players working on spares. Here's O'Keefe. Oof, great shot. Leaves the stone cold 8-pin. Liz Johnson can take the lead with a strike for a double. Gets that 10 to go. And Liz leads by 8, heading into the 10th frame. Seven count split for Wessner. It's the 2-7-8 baby split with the sleeper. The count puts her behind in the match by 2. Liz Johnson trying to put away Diana here. Gets the light hit to carry for the triple. And Liz can max at 225 of this game. That strike locks up the win for Liz. Assuming she has good count, of course. And I guess we shouldn't really assume anything today on this pattern. Open for Wessner. Means she trails by 17 now. Sorry, she trails by 13. Liz is going to be at 214. The best Diana can shoot is 207. Shannon O'Keefe, 9th frame. Still has the lead by 10 with the spare. With a frame to go. She chops it for the open. And now Jody Wessner takes a 2-pin lead. So it's a very close match here. Jody will need to match whatever Shannon does here in the 10th frame to win the game. (214-194). Liz Johnson defeats Diana Zavialova. So O'Keefe 165, and that means that Westner needs a mark here in the 10th frame, which is easier said than done today on this pattern. Now she has to make it and get 9. Going to see a lot of matches like this today. So Westner must make the 2-4-10 to have a chance to win the match. Gonna be close. Open frame in the 10th for Westner. And Shannon O'Keefe survives 165 to 156. It's a big win for O'Keefe. Even though she only shoots 165, those 30 bonus spins mean she only goes -5 that game. All right, players moving to their new pairs. And we'll be getting started with game 3 shortly. So Pluhowski against Kulik as they get started. Kelly at +203, Shannon at +12. So Kelly gave back some pins that last game. She was +219 before. Pluhowski must have picked up a lot of pins. She was -30, so she went +42 last game. I'm guessing she had 212 and a win. Jackie Reese against Heather Melvin in our other match. Jackie's gotten a +1, Heather at -21. All right, updated standings. Kelly Kulik, still your leader at +203. Tania Falvo at +123. Stephanie Johnson +82. Brianna Caldwell +81. Josie Ernest +48. Liz Johnson +38. Shannon Plahowski +12. Missy Parkin +6 and Jackie Reese +1. So now 9 players are plus. Jody Wessner at even. Top 4 currently: Kulik, Falbo, Johnson, and Caldwell. Ernest is 33 back of the show. Johnson 43, Plahowski 69, Parkin 75, Reese 80, Wessner 81, Boomershine 86, Melvin 102 back, O'Keefe 110, Zaviolova 112, Loker 139, and Jasmine 174 back of 4th. You can find the standings at pwba.com/live. Heather Melvin tosses it in the channel on the double. Kelly Kulik, you can see she's playing kind of right up the boards there. Outside part of the lane. Leaves the 4-pin. Plahowski comes up a little bit light. Leaves the 3-5. She leads by 1 pin. Virtually even as they finish up the 4th frame. Jackie Reese has an 11-pin lead. Mostly thanks to the gutter on the double by Heather. Split for Pluhowski right through the face, leaves the 410. So easy to split on this pattern this week. Shannon gave it a run, but it comes up empty. Open frame for Pluhowski in the 5th. Melvin with a nice looking strike right there. Heather Bowl at Wichita State. Here's Kelly Kulik coming into the right side of your screen. Kelly knew that was going to strike off her hand. She leads by 11 after 5.5 frames. Jackie Reese with a strike in the 5th. She still leads by 10. Double by Reese extends her lead to 20 against Melvin. Great shot by Heather Melvin. Double. Gets her back to within 10. She's throwing some good-looking shots this game. She got 5 strikes in 7 frames. Reese not going away, though. Pushes her lead back to 20. 3 strikes in a row for Reese. Crossover strike for Pluhowski. Oh, look at the 4-pin get paralyzed and go down for Jackie. And that is 4 strikes in a row. Kelly takes advantage of the lucky break for the double. Pushes her lead to 21. Heather Melvin trying to hang in there with Jackie Reese. She strikes again. It's 3 in a row for Heather. She's got it back to 20. Kelly goes high, 4-7-9 split. May makes things a little bit more interesting here in this match. She can't convert. Heather trying to keep her string alive here. Looks pretty good. Light hit doesn't carry. 7-pin. Kelly gave it a go. Comes up empty. Strike here. Pluhowski takes the lead. There it is. Pluhowski up by 4. Turned around pretty quick. 2 frames to go. Jackie got that one a little bit right, but it still came roaring back into the pocket and leaves a 10-pin. She's still up by 20 with the spare going into the 10th. And if she can make this spare, she'll be in good shape to win the game. Take the 30 bonus. Pluhowski a little bit high. Trips out the 6-pin for the strike, and 3 in a row pushes her lead to 14. 16, excuse me. almost a 5-7-10, then almost a 7-10, and then it ends up doing just a 10-pin. She'll need to make it for the shutout. Will Jackie Reese. Oh, goodness. Open frame as it came out of the gutter. So Heather Melvin's going to have a chance to steal the bonus pins here. And by the way, this has been Heather's best lane of the match. She has struck every time on the right lane. And she's going to need double and 9. Got that one right. Still comes back and strikes, though. Heather Melvin must strike and get 9 on the fill to win this game. And that is even more right than the last one in 2-4-5. I'm surprised it even got back to the head pin, to be honest. And she's going to be at 207 and lose by 8 with the spare. Kelly Kulik going to be at 188, so she's going to go backwards a little bit this game. 185 for Kulik. She will lose to Plahowski. $215, 207. Jackie Reese defeats Heather Melvin. Well, maybe I gave it to Shannon a little too early. It leaves the big 4. Just gotta get a pin here. She wins 188, 185. Game 3 comes to a close, and Game 4 will be starting momentarily here at the PWBA Detroit Open.
is this supposed to be? FALBO.
All right, looks like we're getting close to starting our fourth game. We've got Tania Falbo against Summer Jasmine. And Kelly Kulik will be bowling against a player to be named. Still waiting to see who Kelly will bowl. Looks like it'll be Sarah Locher. All right, so underway, game number 4 of 8 in our first round of match play here in Detroit. Summer Jasmine chucks it in the channel on her first shot. And Kelly Kulik, we get to watch her again as she moves just one pair to the left for this fourth game to take on Sarah Locher. Updated standings after that third game. Kelly Kulik at plus 188 and Stephanie Johnson suddenly in second place at plus 181. So Stephanie closing in on the lead. Tania Falbo at plus 155 and Brianna Caldwell plus 85. That's your top 4. Kulik, Johnson, Falbo, and Caldwell. Liz Johnson, 11 back. Jody Westner, 29. Parkin, 44. O'Keefe, 52. Pluhowski, 55. Ernest, 57. Melvin and Reese, both 69 back of fourth place. With a lot of games to go. Very, very tight standings. Feeling today could be a very interesting position round at the end of match play this afternoon, as most likely it will be very close. Kelly pitches that one pretty far right, leaves the 2-pin. Stephanie Johnson has made the big move up to second thanks to the highest 3-game total of the morning. 657 for Stephanie Johnson, 2-1 in her matches. By contrast, Kelly Kulik, 572, and she is 1-2 in her matches. Sarah Locher, if you didn't see the video of her being featured on the local news here in Detroit, check that out on our PWBA Facebook page. Sarah from New Baltimore, which is not that far from Super Bowl here in Canton, Michigan. Falbo bowled really well yesterday. Struggling a bit so far this morning. Only 561 for the first 3. Puts a double on the board there, though, to take a 10-pin lead on Jasmine. Kelly covers up the spare, leads by 4 after 4 frames. Solid shot there from Kelly, but leaves the 10 pin. Strike for Falbo in the 7th. She still leads by a slight margin. Kelly Kulik with a powerful strike in the 6th. She is up by 3 on Loker. Kelly looking for her first double of this match. It's a good shot, brings the 10. You can see the 6-pin just wrap right around the 10 on that shot. Looker with a strike, still within 3. Kulik this game. And Falbo in control here against Jasmine. Up by 23 currently. Goes to 33 with a strike, and that's what happens. Big double for Falbo puts her up by 33 with 2 frames to go. Open frame for Sarah. So Kelly in control. Tania cleans up the spare. She's in good shape, up by 31 against Summer Jasmine. Frame and a half to go. Strike here, Kulik up by 15. Now 14 with the spare. The match could go either way still. Jasmine tosses a double. She pulls a little bit closer, now down by 21 going into the 10th. She can strike out for 202. That would force Falbo to to go strike spare to win by 1. Kelly with that open has given Sarah Locher a chance again. They are neck and neck, virtually even. Sarah just needs the spare to make it even going into the 10th. Falbo with the split, but still going to pick up the win against Jasmine. But you know that Tania wishes that she could have thrown a couple of strikes here in the 10th to add a little bit to her total. Tania picks it up. Strike should be at 201. Like I told you earlier today, any score that starts with a 2 is a good score this week. High likelihood of a tie this game between Kulik and Locher. Well, if Sarah makes her spare, Kelly will need a double to win the game. Otherwise, Kelly can fill 20 for the tie. All right, so Kelly needs to fill 20 for the tie or double for the win. Nope, Kelly's going to back off. She needs a double for the win here. And Kelly distracted by some of the players who are changing lanes behind her. There's a little chit-chatting going on. Here is Kelly. Gets that one wide. And it looks like it is going to be a loss for Kelly Kulik unless she can find a way to make the split. Kelly looks really annoyed right now. An open frame in the 10th for Kelly Kulik. Sarah Locher wins the game 184 to 173. Headed into game 5, we're going to have Heather Melvin against Jody Wessner. And it looks like Stephanie Johnson against Missy Parkin. All right, so updated standings after 16 games. Stephanie Johnson is your new leader at plus 192. Tania Falbo at plus 185. Kelly Kulik plus 161. Jody Wessner at plus 87. So your top four currently: Johnson, Falbo, Kulik, and Wessner. Josie Ernest, 4 back. Brianna Caldwell, 12 back. Parkin, 13 back. Jackie Reese, 18. Plahowski, 31. O'Keefe, 33. Liz Johnson, 44. Lindsay Boomershine, 51. Heather Melvin, 103. Off 4th place. We are in game 5 of 8 in our first round of match play. Still have this game and 3 more to go in this round as Stephanie sends a messenger across that doesn't hit 10. And then 8 more games this afternoon starting at 1:30 Eastern Time. Finals tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Jody Wessner off to a strong start this game. Double spare strike. She leads by 12. Missy Parkin comes up light, leaves the 2-4-6-10 split in the third. Stephanie Johnson looking for a double. Stephanie, our tour leader this season in points. She's made every match play cut this season. She will look to continue that next week as well in the U.S. Women's Open. Stephanie trying to stay first or second in the points list, and that's important because the top two players in the points list are automatically seeded into the show for the PWBA Tour Championship. Another strike for Steph. Steph's made a couple of shows this year. She won a title, also had a runner-up finish. She's just having an overall great season. It looks like they updated the standings. I think there was an error in the standings that were posted. So we'll run through them again for you. We've got Stephanie Johnson at plus 192, Tania Falbo plus 185, Kelly Kulik plus 161, and Jackie Reese at plus 99. Jackie Reese 4-0 in matches today. And that's your top four currently. Johnson, Falbo, Kulik, and Reese. And yes, that is a little bit different than what we said earlier. Now we'll look at the players and how far back of fourth place they are, since that is the cut to the stepladder today. We've got Wessner 12 back, Ernest 16, Caldwell 24, Parkin 25 back, Pluhowski 43, O'Keefe 45, Johnson 56, Boomershine 63 back, and everybody else is more than 140 pins back of fourth place. So we got a very close standings with quite a few games to go. 12 games to be added to the standings. And the rise of Jackie Reese really shows you the importance of winning matches. She picked up plus 120 just in bonus pins. She actually, her average is only 198.69, but she's plus 99 thanks to those bonus pins. 120 really helping her out. Wessner gets the 4 to go as the pin rolled across the deck for the strike, but she trails by 5 because she opened in the 7th. Johnson still leading by 24 after 6.5 frames. Nice shot by Melvin. Pushed the lead to 15. Heather has not won a match here today. Big 4 for Jody Wessner's big trouble. She will almost certainly lose this game now. And she's going to give back a lot of pins. You would think most likely drop out of the top 4. Missy makes a spare, but still down by 27 against Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie Johnson, your tournament leader this week currently. Showing you why in this game. She can still max at 247. Big double. Heather Melvin trying to close out this game on a high note. Oh, gets a kick on the 10. 227 and a win would put her at plus 57 for the game. And that would move her up, or at least get her closer to the field. Heather actually 13th place, but more than 80 pins back of 12th. So there's a gap between 12th and 13th, but that would help. This game will help to narrow that gap quite a bit. $215,176. Melvin defeats Westner. As Heather goes plus 45 this game to get to even, or pretty close to it actually. I think she's actually minus 46 according to the official scores. Missy Parkin definitely going the wrong direction this game, as she leaves the super washout in the 10th. And open frame puts her at 172 this game. Stephanie trying to finish big. And that one got away from her. She leaves the 6th pin. $226,172. Johnson defeats Parkins. So Stephanie adds another 56 pins to her total. It's going to move Stephanie to plus 248. All right, so game 6. Getting started, Summer Jasmine versus Liz Johnson. Jackie Reese against Lindsay Boomershine. Looks like Reese is currently at plus 56, Boomershine at plus 26, Johnson plus 46, Jasmine minus 113, if those are right. That's what they punched into the scoreboards. We'll get an update on the standings momentarily. In fact, we just got it. Stephanie Johnson plus 248. Starting to show signs of pulling ahead a little bit of the field. Kelly Kulik at plus 187, Tania Falbo plus 163, and Brianna Caldwell at plus 125 is currently in 4th place. So your top 4 right now, Johnson, that's Stephanie Johnson, Kulik, Falbo, and Caldwell. Looking at the players who are within 100 pins of 4th place, Caldwell 10 back. I'm sorry, Ernest is 10 back. Wessner 62. Pluhowski 65, Reese 69. Parkin and Liz Johnson 79 back. Shannon O'Keefe 99. And Boomershine is 100 pins back of 4th place currently. Jackie Reese trailing early. A couple of marks. She had an open already this game, and Boomershine with a quick double. This led to a pretty big early lead for Lindsay Boomershine. Jasmine misses the 10 pin. That will give Liz Johnson the lead. Liz Johnson rolls the 2-pin for the strike. She's up by 10. Shine up by 30 on Reese after 4 frames. Jackie working on a strike, though. A chance to cut that down to 20 if she can find a double out there. And once again, Liz Johnson up by 10 after 4 frames on Summer Jasmine. Boomer Shine with a couple of rough frames here, making things closer. Liz Johnson in control against Summer Jasmine, up by 32. Jackie Reese pulls to within 14. Big double for Jackie. Liz with a split in the 7th, 4.79. She is quick to step up on the approach to shoot it. So an open frame for Liz. She's in no jeopardy of losing this game yet. She still leads by 30. Boomer Shine, who once had a 30-pin lead, has seen it evaporate. She only leads by 3 currently. Jackie Reese looking to take the lead, and she does. 3 in a row, Jackie Reese. Now she is up by 7 with 2 to go. Jasmine trying to get back in this match with Johnson. Tosses a double. Pulls her to within, let's see here, 10 pins. Actually pulls her to within 20. Well, now it's down to 10 as Summer Jasmine strikes again. Jackie Reese with the very difficult 3-6-9-10 here in the 9th frame. Picks it up the hard way. She leads by 3. Well, Liz Johnson suddenly in some trouble. 2-10 split. She isn't open here. She's going to fall behind. Boomershine a chance to take the lead with a strike. And she leaves a 10 pin. So she will still trail by 3 going into the 10th. Liz can max at 190. Now 180. Both matches pretty close. Coming down the stretch here, heading into the 10th frame. Shine 199. And Jackie Reese, 7 spare strike would be enough to win by a pin. Summer Jasmine has a little work to do here to beat Liz Johnson. 7 count. And best case scenario here is a tie. Jasmine has to make it and strike on the fill. Nice shot by Jackie Reese, and that will just about lock up the win. She'll need 7 pins on 2 shots. Jasmine must make this spare and strike on the fill for the tie. Covers it up. Reese manages to get the double, put her at 213 this game. That will add 43 pins to her plus minus, taking her to plus 99. Gets the strike for the tie, 179-179. Jackie Reese, 213, 199. She wins this game against Lindsay Boomershine in Game 7. Coming right up here live on Bowl TV on Extra Frame from the PWBA Detroit Open. Game 7. Shannon Plahowski against Lindsay Boomershine. Sarah Locher against Josie Ernest. We do have updated standings for you, and Stephanie Johnson still in the lead at plus 256, but Kelly Kulik, big move up, gets to plus 230. Josie Ernest now in the top 3. She gets the third at plus 159, and Tania Falbo at plus 151 is 4th. Jackie Reese is in 5th place, 52 out of the show. Missy Parkin 59 back. Brianna Caldwell 69. Shannon O'Keefe 72 back. Shannon Plahowski is 92 pins off the show currently. Liz Johnson 111. Jody Westner 119, and Lindsay Boomershine 127 back of 4th place. Couple of open frames in a row for Boomershine. Things just have not gone well for Lindsay Boomershine today. 1 and 5 in her matches. Split for Plahowski. 3-6-7. Josie Ernest holding on to just a 2-pin lead after 3 frames. Wachowski makes the spare, up by 15 after 4.5 frames. Josie Ernest up by a pin against Sarah Locher as the 5th frame wraps up. Spare for Sarah. Still trails by 3 pins against Josie K. Ernest. And Boomershine steps up. She has had a little bit of a rough stretch this game. She's thrown the ball better the last few frames, but does not get the payoff on that shot as she leaves the 10 pin. And she trails by 16. almost a 7-10 split in the pocket for Lindsay, but gets the 10 pin to go late. Josie can extend her lead against Sarah with a strike here for a double. And gets the break on the light hit as the 4 falls into the 7 for the double. Josie Ernest up by 16 now. Closing out game 7 of 8 in our first round of match play this morning. Sarah Loker with the spare. Boomershine trying to make the 6-10 as well. And she does, down by 15 going into the 10th. Got one more game to go this morning in our opening round of match play. We'll have 8 more games starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. And the stepladder finals for the top 4 at 6:30 p.m. Central tonight. Low scores this week, thanks to the 35-foot nearly flat pattern that we are bowling on. It has been a grind out kind of week here in Detroit. You only have at looks like 4 players averaging better than 200 for the tournament. Pluhowski's going to pick up the win in the bonus pins this game. Gets the 7 out for the strike. Double for Pluhowski. She can still get to 198 this game, and with the 30 bonus pins, put her at plus 28. And move her up to plus 88 overall. Josie with the strike on the fill gets to 205. And with the win, puts her at plus 35 this game, which will move her up to plus 194. It's a good number for Josie Ernest. 205 is above her average for the tournament, averaging 202.17. Like I said, you could shoot 200 this week. It is a good score, especially 200 in a win. Anytime you can go plus 30 in a game, that is very positive today on this pattern.
Will I be able to get the Reese off?
Finally. Somebody got to sleep in today.
Well, just waiting for our bowlers to come down. It's going to be Falbo against Saviolova and Johnson against Caldwell once they make their way down here to bowl. And hopefully it won't be too much longer. And we are now underway with our last game. Stephanie Johnson against Brianna Caldwell. Tania Falbo against Diana Zaviolova. And after this game ends, we will have a break for the re-oil and the lunch break. The second round starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, after 19 games, Kelly Kulik is back in the lead at plus 329. Stephanie Johnson plus 294. Josie Ernest plus 194. And Tania Falbo at plus 186. So your top four right now, Kulik, Stephanie Johnson, Ernest, and Falbo. Fifth place is O'Keefe, 56 back. Reese is 61 back. Johnson, 82. Parkin is 91, Pluhowski 111, Caldwell 124 back. Everybody else more than 165 back of fourth. got 2 of the top 4 on our featured pairs for this game. Zavialova starts with a double, and she is in 14th place at minus 53. 239 pins back of 4th, so Diana really far behind the number. 9 games to be added to the standings. Stephanie Johnson with the spare. Again, she's at plus 294. Currently, she is 164 pins ahead of 5th place. So Stephanie in pretty good position. Couple of opens to start for Falbo. Not a good start to this final game of the round for her. She finally gets a strike on the board. Caldwell with an open in the 3rd as she falls behind against Johnson. Great shot by Stephanie Johnson. Gets the double. She leads by 21 against Caldwell after 4 frames. Diana up by 30 on Falbo. Diana still up by 30. Halfway through this game, chance to go up 40 with a strike. And she does. Diana 2-4-1 in matches today. Johnson up by 29 on Caldwell here in our final game of the morning session. There's a double for Falbo. again your top four right now. Kelly Kulik, Stephanie Johnson, Josie Ernest, and Tania Falbo. Somehow, Brianna missed that spare. Looked like she was going to make it, but the 10-pin stayed up. The open frame. Split for Niana in the 7th. Make things a little closer, but she does have a pretty sizable lead. But this certainly will tighten it up. Double for Johnson. Stephanie on her way, what looks like another good game. Steph with her 3rd consecutive strike. She can go 256 in this final game. With a win would really probably put some distance between her and that cut number with 8 games to go. Falbo gets 9, trails by 15. Again, we start back up again in an hour and 40 minutes with our final 8 games of match play. And our top 4 stepladder tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Diana with a good shot, 3 in a row for her. She can get to 231 this game, and she is going to pick up the win against Falbo. Johnson trying to close it out with a big number to finish this 8-game block. Stephanie can once again go 256 with the 30 bonus pins plus 86 this game. Would be a big number for Stephanie Johnson. .242 to 181. Johnson defeats Caldwell. So finishing up, Falbo gonna take the loss against Diana Zavialova, 231 to Falbo, who can shoot 186. And that will close out our first round of match play. We will be back with you again in about an hour and a half with round number 2 here at the PWBA Detroit Open match play, continuing in about 90 minutes here at Super Bowl in Canton, Michigan.